And he prays!
Oh, hello, cutie. How you doing? I can't lock on the other guys. And they are not affected by alluring skulls. Oh, Minecraft is pretty fun. Yeah, sorry for not streaming for that long. I wasn't having a great time. But I'm trying to go back now. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to continue streaming more frequently. Okay, that trade was worth it. Hello, Blame. Isn't it too late for you to be here? It's like 11 p.m. Why would it be? I don't know. I always had this feeling that you're like... I don't know how to explain this in English. But you know, this stereotypical good boy that goes to sleep early and do all the right things. You're definitely not the type of person that I expect to be up so late. Goody two shoes, yes. I tried to use mods on Minecraft a while ago, but I couldn't make them work for some reason. So I kinda never tried mods ever again. Even though most of them look pretty fun, I just got scared of technology. Oh, so you're not up late because you want. That's unfortunate. I don't remember. Like, last time I tried using mods in Minecraft was in like 2015, I think. Oh no, this is not good. This is not good. Damn it. I was trying to be smart. Yeah, I'm sorry for the ads. Unfortunately, I can't really turn them off. Fuck you, Twitch. Yeah, I agreed. And I really don't recommend you spending money on Twitch. Like, 50% of all the money going through streamers go to Twitch, and only when you are like extremely big you can have a better cut, and the best cut you could have would be 75 to 25% split. Alright, let's try to be sneaky again. You got flagged by Automod because of like censored cunt. Yeah, he knows. He doesn't want you to do that. Should I risk myself to get those items. No, they are for faith builds. I'm doing intelligence. I wouldn't put the fault on this one on Twitch. That's mostly my fault. I basically changed how the auto mod works on my channel to help me moderate my chat. Just that some of those things end up getting flagged when I don't want, but it would be a huge pain in the ass to make the exceptions. So for now, I prefer to just click on allow message when that happens. Most of the time, like 90% of the times, the auto mod is actually doing a pretty good job here. So I don't mind that. It's not that bad. A lot of sexual things I permit here on my chat for obvious reasons. Like, most of the funny words are sexual words, so I try to permit most of them. But I think the auto mod detects when you're trying to use a pejorative word towards somebody. So that's why it flagged you when you try to offend Jeff Bezos. Well, yeah. I don't know how I could make an exception just for him. Make an exception for billionaires in general. Like, they are not allowed to have respect. Okay, I'm adding 21 extra damage, but in return I'm taking way more damage. Like, yeah, I think it's 10% extra damage. I don't think this is worth it. Raptor, you should be sleeping now. What's wrong? Are you struggling with sleep again? Okay, I think this is the best I'm gonna have for now. So just so you guys understand the problem I have here, I need to fight a boss that is resistant to magic while I'm using a pure magic build. Outer demons. Oh yeah, I forgot. You're going to travel. Be careful, cutie. I hope your plane doesn't crash or fall out of the sky. You know, those are things that are really common to happen. Alright, I take half HP from one hit. Yeah, but that's not gonna happen, Raptor, don't worry. Planes are pretty good at flying. You know, they were kind of made to do that. $50 damage per hit. That's pretty bad. Thanks for stopping by, kitty. Good luck with your traveling. Like, for real. I'm pretty sure nothing bad's gonna happen. Ah, you son of a bitch! I wasn't even at range to justify that. Do your resistances change in second phase? I don't know. Yeah, if you try to do something... Oh, you're doing the arrows again. If you're trying to do something that requires a good state of mind when you're tired like that, it's probably not gonna happen and you're gonna be frustrated. So maybe the best choice for you would be to go rest and try to relax a little bit. Don't use the arrows, please. Thank you. Yeah, that's totally understandable. That's pretty common for artists to just hate whatever you're doing. You're always your biggest critic. Such low damage. I hate how I still get hit by that. That's such a complex question, Blame. Yeah. I don't know if I told you, but I'm not living back in my hometown anymore. I moved in at the end of December. Yeah. The state of that town was unlivable for someone like me. So now things are going better. At least I feel more safe here. Oh no, if I die now, I'm gonna get really upset. Okay, I'm gonna allow that arrow rain because that guy is almost dying. It's gonna be fine. See? It was fine. I'm in São Paulo, not the city, just on the countryside. It's a big city, but you know, it's not hard to find something bigger than the place I already was. Yeah, pretty calm. Nothing happens. And I love this kind of place. I'm tired of living in a place that a lot of things keep happening all the time. I want peace. Yeah, I've heard that it's pretty nice too. I think I made a mistake. No, I didn't. Alright. 65,000 souls. Hopefully that's gonna give me a few levels. Yeah, now that I have 30 vigor, the rest of my points will all go towards intelligence. So I can actually deal damage now. Yeah, the next one I'm gonna have to have an equal amount of intelligence and faith. So smart and faithful. And then the next one will be a pure faith build. Okay, next boss is not weak to magic, but at least it's not resistant, so at this time I'm gonna be able to actually deal damage. So let's have boost to my magic damage, boost to my magic damage, faster casting speeds. You know what, I don't maybe I should get even more. No, that's gonna be dangerous. Okay, I think I'm ready to go fight Dancer. She shouldn't be hard. It's not like she is famous as one of the hardest bosses in Dark Souls history. Yeah, that's usually the part of the game that gets people stuck and very frustrated. But I'm confident that I'm gonna destroy her easily. Depends on the restrictions. There's some challenges that are just kinda stupid and not very fun to do. Like, oh, you have to beat the game with a broken sword, and it's like, that doesn't make the game any harder, just makes fights take longer to finish, because the only real change that you had is that you deal less damage now. But limitations where you actually have to play in a different way, those are very interesting. Like last year I did a run using only magic spells, so I could never use an actual weapon to deal damage. And that one is interesting, because with a weapon you can just keep swinging, but with magic you have a limited amount of magic that you can use, because you have your FP bar. Also terrible hitbox back there. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see that as a real challenge, you know. Doesn't really give you a different experience in the game. Also, the reason why I'm so confident about fighting Dancer is that she can't really deal very well with players using ranged attacks. Also, I had a terrible positioning there. Terrible positioning. I was trying to strafe through her swords to be behind her, because when she's doing the spinning attack, funnily enough, she can't really turn around easily. She kinda has tank controls. You know, old games where you play as a tank and how like the movement controls are different. So she kinda behaves like that when she's doing the spinning attack. So if you get behind her, she's not gonna be able to turn enough to get you. But I got caught by the tip of the sword. And since I'm a sorcerer, I'm not very survivable. If you cough too hard on me, I just die from a heart attack. Alright, let's try again. This time with even more damage. Do I have time to cast this? Yes. She's gonna jump? No, that's not a jump. Please, second phase now. Yes, good girl. Like, I'm not behind her. Oh, I just interrupted! That's even better, I just interrupted the second phase move. I forgot about the follow-up. I have the wall behind me. That's not good. Oh my god, that's so rare! Please let me take it. Yes! Getting Dancer to be open to a riposte like that is really rare, because that only happens if you hit her head. And on normal playthroughs, your weapons are not good enough. Like the moveset is not good enough to hit her in the head consistently. But I managed to hit enough magic spells in her head to get a stagger. So anyways, that's pretty rare. Also, I didn't have to drink any flasks of FP. Just my regular bar was more than enough to kill her. And I even missed one during the fight. That was a pretty good Dancer fight. I know I have almost 70,000 souls on my pockets and I could lose them by dying. But I need to grab some items before I go back to Firelink Shrine to spend them. I know this is risky, but I'm willing to take this risk. Yeah, this guy is a fucking shield hugger. Okay. Oh no, I couldn't get the backstab. It's so unfortunate, the size difference. Like, because they are taller than the player, the stab that you do in the guts usually ends up happening. Yes, stab the dick. It's funnier when you try a backstab, because then you're shoving your dagger in a way funnier place. Maybe the devs should have kept that in mind and changed the animation a little bit when the enemy is taller than the player. Because, you know, the butt stabs and dick stabs, they are pretty funny. And it kind of breaks your immersion. Okay, so there's no useful item down here. Yeah, nothing. I mean, yeah, that's pretty painful, but I could think of things that are way more painful than that. like birthing a child. That's probably way more painful. Maybe hitting your shin on the corner of a coffee table. That's also pretty painful. I guess that's like on the same level as childbirth. Yeah, totally an unbiased opinion. How was that considered a backstab? I wasn't behind the enemy. Can I have a backstab, please? Thank you. Okay, now that's optional, but I'm gonna go through here. That's kind of dangerous, even more dangerous than what I was doing before. But I think it's worth it. It's gonna save me some time. And now I just need to close the game to reset enemies. It was all a dream. I wasn't actually being followed by enemies. A nightmare. Do you know the origins of the word nightmare? It's pretty interesting, and I think it comes from Norse mythology. Like, not the concept of a nightmare that, you know, exists since forever, but the word nightmare. Okay, you're gonna shoot. Yeah, so in Norse mythology there used to be a type of spirit called mare, and like there were like the evil ones and some like neutral ones, but there was a specific one that used to roam at night, and their job was to go at your house when you're sleeping and make you have bad dreams. And those ones, they were called nightmares. So a nightmare is just an evil spirit that makes you have a bad dream. So if you think about it, technically English doesn't have a word for a bad dream. They have a word for the thing that causes bad dreams. Oh my god, this is bad. I can't see you anymore. Actually no, it's not. I don't remember Norse mythology having any mentions to sleep paralysis. I remember having an undead. I think it was a Draugr. If they hate you before dying, they would revive during the night and then climb over the roof of your house, and then they would dance on your roof all night So, like, to prevent you from sleeping well. Just to wake you up and being annoying. Yeah, just to be noisy. So they wouldn't go hurt you, like attack you, try to kill you. They just want you to have a bad night of sleep. I'm gonna... Okay. I think no, I can't. I'm gonna allow your message as soon as I get to a safe place here. Alright. Yeah, like, these fuckers. That's like directed towards something specific. So I think that counts as hate speech. Okay, if maybe now I'm stretching my luck, because I should definitely go back and spend my souls. But I'm not gonna do it. I think I can still do progress without dying. Just need to be careful. But I don't hate speech, I actually love speech. That's an actually pretty good joke, dude. Are you still trying to learn German? Or am I misremembering stuff? Like, weren't you trying to learn German? Oh, damn it. Okay, maybe I should kill those guys before I try to get the crystal lizard. Ah, that's so fair. Where are they going? I have two friends on my server that are Germans, and I've been spending a lot of time in VC with at least one of them, and I'm kind of learning German against my will, just from osmosis, just from being close to them for so much time. That's a bit concerning. It's just spreading. Okay, how am I gonna kill this guy fast? Yeah, I guess. We were also doing a lot of GeoGuessr, and that's when I usually learn the most, because if we get something in Germany, I'm gonna be spending the next 30 minutes just listening to that guy reading the names in German and explaining what they mean. So I just end up learning stuff. Okay, that's a one shot. Yeah, GeoGuessr is pretty fun. Where's the other guy? Okay. That's a lot of enemies in a small space like this. See, when you're a sorcerer, you have to be smart. Because you can't really count on being strong enough to survive stuff and just power through things. You need to think and act smart. If you don't do that, you're just gonna die really easily. Well, it doesn't help that this game is 3D, and we all know that you struggle with 3D games. Well, you don't have to use strategy, it's just that the build that I'm using requires strategy. You could just go with like a big weapon and just overpower everything. Just smash R1 and kill everything with 2 hits. You just need to level up a lot of vitality, a lot of stamina, and then strength for your weapon, and the game becomes really easy. As you can see, the only weapon that I have here is a dagger. The controls on GTA 5 are kind of weird for someone that never played a 3D game before, so you know, I don't blame you. Dark Souls is at least a little easier when it comes to 3D controls. It's more responsive. GTA 5 tries to be too realistic to a point where it becomes a problem for the player. Like, your character feels so heavy. Please don't fall down. I need to kill those guys. There's more? There's always more. Dark Souls 1 has only 8 directions. Like, for real. This one, I think it has more directions. You can even roll to any side. But in Dark Souls 1, you could only move to 8 directions, and the roll, like the dodge roll, it's only 4 directions. You can either roll forwards and backwards, or like 90 degrees to each side. You know, Dark Souls 1 came out in 2011. It's kinda an old game for today's standards. Yes. And Demon Souls is from 2009 actually. There's also King's Field, which was the first game that From Software made, and it was for the PlayStation 1 in 1994. It's pretty similar to Dark Souls. Like, you can clearly see like the origins of the style of the company. But, you know, it's still a PlayStation 1, a 3D PlayStation 1 game, so it has tank controls, and the game is extremely hard because of the controls, and also game balancing in general. Yeah, it's impressive how the first game was already something that we could call a Souls game, even like a full decade before, like over a decade before Demon Souls came out. Please don't explode my face. Okay, that's still bad, but at least it wasn't an explosion on my face. And that's how I die. Well, not really. But I came really close to dying. The 2D PlayStation 1 games, they are amazing. Like they are incredible pieces of art. They run really well. They have such good animations, and you can have like bigger sprites with more quality. But unfortunately, since in that time 3D was the new thing, everyone wanted to make a 3D game. So unfortunately, the PlayStation 1, that would be a perfect console for 2D games, had the majority of its catalog being composed of only 3D games. That, yeah, there were some pretty good gems in the middle of those 3D games, but mostly it was a bunch of generic stuff that I would have preferred to have been 2D. I'm gonna die. Yeah, that's a sign for me to just leave. Well, Metal Slug, I don't think it was hand-drawn, but the style comes really close to looking like that. And also Mega Man 8. Again, it's not hand-drawn, but there was... yeah, Metal Slug. There was the animations, like the anime beats between levels, and this style of the game tried to look more like the anime. So it kind of feels a bit like hand-drawn, a little bit. Even to this day, I still think that Mega Man 8 was at least the best looking Mega Man game ever. Oh yeah, definitely. At least there's nothing stopping people from still making games that look like that. For example, I think Little Company, like it's still a 3D game, but it looks and feels a lot like it's hard to explain, it feels like a modern PlayStation 1 game. You never played Mega Man 8? Mega Man 8 was the only Mega Man that I played. Probably was one of the first games I ever played in my life. Let's equip the cat ring so I don't take fall damage. Alright. 120,000 souls. I'm not supposed to complete this whole level without going back and spending my souls. I'm just probably pushing my luck. Yeah. Like, yeah, imagine making a game today that tries to look like older hardware. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of people doing that, or at least there's not enough people doing that. Even a simple VHS filter over stuff already makes some things look pretty cool. Like, for example, I can have this now. Like, that already changes a little bit the feel of the stream.
Just what?
It kinda did had, but Sony is very toxic when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like, a while ago there was someone like remaking Bloodborne, a game that came out for PlayStation 4, into PlayStation 1. And they were doing a pretty good job on porting Bloodborne to PlayStation 1. But then, you know, they got a cease and desist and they had to stop.
Pretty big.
I think it was the same person that was also making a card game in PlayStation 1 style using Bloodborne, and that was really funny. You know, like Mario Kart and the Crash Bandicoot card games. So there is people interested in making stuff in the PlayStation 1 style, but apparently Sony really doesn't like that.
Ashen One.
169,000 souls. Nice.
Very well, then take.
That's only 5 levels. Yeah, my levels are costing 34,000 now. That's really expensive. Yeah, but you know, that's not that different from people doing the same thing with Nintendo properties. It's just that with Nintendo, people are more used to that happening. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. But I guess that's when it comes the point you were trying to make. I think there's more people having that interest in making Super Nintendo stuff and just Nintendo stuff in general than PlayStation. Unfortunately, PlayStation these days is only popular amongst like newer people, and it's only like the classic stupid console war. So just people talking about how the PlayStation 5 is better than the new Xbox, and if you think about it, like both consoles that are just the same shit. Just a modern box that runs everything in 4K, and you know, boring.
They ask you in E5. Gate E5. You said fair.
A lot of people like to behave like that's the case. A lot of people think that higher resolution and frame rate equals quality. And I couldn't care less about the resolution and the size of the game's textures if like the gameplay is boring, the lore is not interesting, and like being in 4K, it also doesn't mean that the game is gonna look good. Because, you know, Dark Souls 3, this game is 10 years old now. You can clearly see the limitations of the game engine, you can see some polygons, but you know what? The style of the game is pretty cool. Even though technically it's not the best thing ever, artistically, it looks really nice and I really like it. And I'm not saying this as a fanboy because honestly, Dark Souls 3 is pretty far from my favorite game. Okay, I have a few options of bosses I could fight now, and none of them look good to me at the moment. I think I'm gonna go with the harder boss first. Next boss I'm gonna fight has 50% resistance to magic damage, so I'm gonna be dealing only half of my damage. Yeah, like Mario games, they still look great, great even to this day. Even and not just the pixel art ones, because those are pretty hard to get old. You know, they're always gonna look good. But like even Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, those games still look pretty good. And you don't even need to look at the remasters and the remakes. You just look at the original games. They still look pretty good. They still did a pretty good job with the limitations of their time.
Ashen.
I'm kinda outside of gaming circles for a few years. I have no idea what is Super Mario Wonder. Like, I'm not surprised that, you know, Nintendo is still making new Mario games, but I really saw nothing about this one.
Just what? Pretty big.
Well, I don't think I'm gonna be able to play it. You know, Nintendo games. But I can take a look at it. A lot of people in my position would be pretty sad that I'm kinda stuck in the in a game generation of like 2 generations ago, but I don't care about that. I'm still playing games that I like. There's people that just don't understand how can I still play a game that I already played so much, and that makes me think, like, do people just play a game once and then they never touch that ever again? That's such a weird concept to me. Like, if you like something, can you not just play that game again? Also, my mouth is probably gonna break now because I need to do stuff. Oh my god, where's my model? Okay, this is not my model. Yeah, it just completely broke. Yeah, and even if you consider games that were made to be played more than once, like Dark Souls is definitely meant to be played more. You have all the different builds you could do, you have New Game Plus, you have different quest lines and different endings you can do, and there's people that just like buys the game, costs like $60 to buy the game on launch, and then like you do one ending, one build, and you never touch that game ever again because apparently it's cringe to play a game twice. Like, that's so damn stupid. People are not allowed to enjoy things anymore. You know. Dude, I think my PC is dying. My model just freezes every time I put on the background like this. Holy shit. Can I do something to keep this from happening? Not just game industry, basically everything. Like, when was the last time that the average person watched the same movie like twice? Like, imagine a movie coming out in theaters, you watch it once on the launch, and you like the movie, so you just go watch it again the next time you have like free time for that. And to a lot of people, that's just something that you don't do. That's weird, that's wrong, I don't know how to explain. Alright. Maybe it's FOMO. I don't know, like that explains why people don't want to miss out on things. But even when someone says that they are a huge fan of something, like for example, again, the example of a movie, people usually only watch the movie that they like once when it came out. Like, this concept that us Brazilians have of watching a favorite movie every time you feel like it, it's something so foreign to other people. Like, here in Brazil, that doesn't happen a lot. Like, it's pretty normal for us to just watch a movie that we like, no matter how old that movie is or how many times you already saw it. Like, if you like it, what's the problem of watching it again? But out there, especially like North Americans and Europeans, people just watch a movie once and then never again. Alright, I was changing some stuff on my model. It's not supposed to be. It's still bad. How do I solve this? No, this is not solving the problem. I don't have an option for always on top. Every time I put my model on the background, that happens. Is it because my model is big? No, even the pixel art one is going bad. Yeah, even the pixel art one is not working well. maybe I should try to update this app. Yeah, you're gonna have to bear with me while I do repairs midstream. OBS is definitely not the problem here. My model, like, this problem is not happening on the OBS level. Like, the actual app that's running my VTuber model is running at a lower FPS after I stream for like 30 minutes. So I guess I should update the app, since the last time I did that was almost 4 years ago. Some memory leak, perhaps? It could be. I noticed that most VTuber apps have a memory leak problem. Huh, there's 2 versions. Pretty cool. Updated 5 days ago. Yeah, I definitely need to update mine. Chill lo-fi. Yeah, especially with the VHS overlay. If my PC was a little bit more powerful, I would definitely make more cool stuff like this. For example, I bought a webcam recently. I could use a 3D model with face tracking, but if I'm already struggling with a 2D model that doesn't have any kind of tracking, then I think the 3D one would definitely be worse. Okay, now I just need to update on OBS. Honestly, I'm not really concerned about my RAM. I have 16 gigabytes. I know that's not a lot, but it's enough for what I want to do. My biggest problem here is a lack of CPU and GPU. Mostly GPU. My CPU isn't that bad. Like, it is bad. Don't get me wrong. But the GPU is a way worse case here. Okay, hopefully my model is working better. Kinda looks like it's already working better. It's crazy how we are in a future where 16 gigabytes of RAM is not a lot. Like, dude, what are you running on your PC for you to need more than 16 gigabytes? Like, up until 2024, I was running with 8, and that was already pretty good for me. Like, I use Chrome, you know, the the app that it's famous for guzzling RAM. I use Adobe apps that are also big RAM guzzlers, and I never went above 80% usage when I had 8 gigabytes. And now that I have 16, I never saw my PC going above 50%. Like, I have 8 gigabytes, but I'm still only using around 8 anyways. Oh my god. My game was frozen. And my model went back to be broken. Maybe the problem is not the app, maybe the problem is me. Maybe the problem is my PC. And that's the saddest option. Like, I don't believe that the problem is my PC. This is kind of stupid. Okay, so this is how the model is supposed to work. You can see that when I start talking, it starts, you know, when the audio starts talking, the model starts to vibrate and that kind of stuff. But when I have my game on first layer, after a few minutes, even after a few seconds, see, my model starts to lag behind. And I don't know how to deal with that. Maybe if I make the game smaller, like let me stretch the page. Yeah, that's so weird. And the app doesn't give me an option for leaving always on top. Anyways, it's already lagging. It's already lagging. I really don't know how to deal with that. No, I'm gonna try to find a solution. Maybe the window is too big. Maybe it's lagging because it was doing upscaling. Just give me a second. I don't mind dealing with problems like this. I like solving problems. It's pretty fun. Allow transparency. Do not capture cursor. I mean, I like solving real problems, not, you know, puzzles. It doesn't satisfy me as much. Can I please get rid of the message? Okay, thank you. Anyways, it doesn't satisfy me as much when it's not a real problem. Yes, I'm racist towards puzzles. They are not real. They are not valid. And I'm having the same problem again. Okay, I updated the app. Do we at least have an option for keeping it always on top? It's on the background, and so far, so good. No, it's not good. Maybe in the task manager. The only thing I can do in the task manager is putting the app on high priority. Doesn't really change the thing about keeping always on top. Why do I have two processes? Okay, both of them are on high priority. I guess it's mostly a problem with the game that I'm using. Yeah, maybe it's because I'm running a heavy game, like a 3D game like this one. There's probably not a lot I can do to deal with this. Other than, you know, just buy a new one. I hate when that's the solution to a problem. It's pretty sad when the solution is just buy a new one. Alright, sleep well. I hope you have nice dreams, and thanks for being here for as long as you could. It was pretty fun. You know, it's nice being able to talk to someone that can actually understand me. Most people that watch me doesn't even know what a PlayStation 1 is. And I'm definitely gonna be summoning for this guy. You know, it's 50% magic resistance. I'm terribly outmatched against that guy. $322, that's not that bad. But now I doubt that I'm gonna have enough FP to kill this guy.
Dear little Ocelot, where have you been?
Well, I was talking about PlayStation 1 games. How they look cool and amazing. And they are fun. Okay, now it's when this guy goes crazy and I'm probably gonna die. And he moves so much, I don't think I'm gonna be able to miss... I mean, hit most of my shots. How unfortunate. Oh my god, that was close. I used to play a lot of PlayStation 2 back in the day. It was the only console that I used to have. Dude, it's kinda sad how one single hit takes away 2/3 of my HP. That's what we call good game balance, apparently. That's GOTY for you. There it goes, 2/3 of my HP. In an instant. And it's so fucking fast, dude. What is the moveset on this guy? Holy shit, what was that? I'm gonna take a hit. Probably. Okay. I still don't find this fight fun. Really don't like fighting Osiris. The second phase is absolute shit. Anyways, Gandir should be easier. At least I'm gonna be dealing more damage. Oh my god, that's not good damage. Yeah, but this is pretty good damage. Dude, the hitboxes on those dogs are so fucking broken. Where's the other warden? Oh, she's here. Yeah, Osiris is holding a baby, an invisible baby. And in the second phase, he smashes the baby into the ground, and I think it kills the baby. Back in, like, before the game came out, I think the baby was not invisible. You could see it on his hands. And it's a very ugly model. $50k on my pockets again. I should go back and spend that. But I'm here doing stuff that could easily get me killed. I don't think this is worth it. Where's Invader? Did I miss the trigger? Okay. And she's dead? Okay, she's dead. Should I go fight Gundyr? I have 50k on my pockets. I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Firelink. I'm a sorcerer, I'm supposed to be smart, so I'm gonna try to act smart.
Welcome. Very then hey. Farewell, Ashen Maiden. Ah? Atma. Welcome. Very then hey. Farewell, Ashen One me. Ashen One.
Wow, I'm trying something new. I usually don't do that. It involves thinking about stuff before you do those things, so you can have a higher chance of not messing up. You know, making mistakes.
Pretty like that.
Okay, I think I'm ready to go fight Gundyr. He is susceptible to parrying, and I'm confident that I can parry that guy. I should be able to just run straight to the arena. Most enemies here are too dumb to actually do something. I just wish I had time to check my gear before going in, because I forgot to do that. So many enemies behind me. Okay, let's see how this is gonna go. I was expecting more damage. Ah, damn it, I couldn't outrun that. You can parry that, but I'm not confident. Like, usually you can't parry jumping attacks, but that one you can. See? I told you. Please let me heal. Terrible combo. That was very risky. If I were to miss that, I would definitely die. Also, about your last comment, being smart and being forgetful are not mutually exclusive. You can be both. I love parrying enemies. It's such a power move. Like, they come at you with such a huge weapon, trying to destroy you, and you just beach slap them in the face and just say no to their attack. And they can do nothing about that. That's so fucking funny. A parrying shield and a dagger, one of the best combinations ever. Yeah, unfortunately a lot of people don't share the same opinion we have. A lot of people think that parrying should be deleted from those games. That's very sad. That screams skill issue.
Well, very well, then take it.
Do I have anything good to sell? Not really. Yeah, I've heard that on Elden Ring, like competitive multiplayer PvP, parrying is banned. So you can't parry in competitive PvP. It's like, why even ban that? Like, you can do so many things to avoid being parried.
Very well, then take
Like, just two-hand any big weapon and you already can't be parried. Or just try to not smash R1, because it's really easy to parry those. You know, try to think a little before attacking. That could help.
Ashen 1.
But no, let's just ban a whole fucking mechanic in the game.
Very then take.
And 50 intelligence. And a plus 10 staff. That gives me 202 spell buff. Not bad. Could be better. But that's the best I'm gonna have for now.
Just what? Pretty.
Okay, now it's the Dragon Slayer armor. I think I can just keep shooting magic spells, and it's gonna be easy. Don't need to worry. Should I summon for the next fight? Or should I just go alone? Should I just raw dog the boss? I'm still not sure. Like, summons in Dark Souls 3, they don't help a lot because they are very dumb. But when you summon them, you, like, all the bosses and enemies in the map, they gain more HP and poise resistance. So it kinda makes the game harder when you do that. Yeah, every time I hear stuff about the competitive PvP, I think the same, you know. Like, banning parry is so stupid. And the argument that I've heard being used to justify that is just because parrying is still easy and, like, it makes the fights last longer to have parry banned because you can't easily kill people. But you know, if you miss a parry, that's usually a huge penalty. You could get your stance, your guard broken, and then you get yourself open for a riposte. Why are you so aggressive? It's because I'm using magic. Are you having a different AI just because I'm using magic? Are you salty because I can use magic but you can't? Dude, how much range do you have on that axe? Come on? Ah, that was too early. How can I not dodge that? Oh fuck. Okay, so I just learned that the Dragon Slayer armor gets really aggressive when you're using magic spells. Maybe Dragon Slayer armor would vote for banning magic on competitive PvP too. Yeah. Could be worse. At least Dragon Slayer armor is not doing shield pokes. No. It could be using a great lance and a great shield, Just hugging your fucking shield. Alright, second phase. It's funny how the second phase doesn't start at half HP. I guess it's because of the kneeling down animation that he has to play. I'm gonna get hit by a laser. Ah, delayed attack. That's kind of frustrating. Like, I was spamming dodge after I got hit once, and I just was staggered there for the whole duration until I got hit again because I was just stuck in place. When an attack can take away like a full third of your HP in one hit, I don't think you should stagger for so long, because then you're just guaranteed to lose your other third of HP because of that. They look like roots. Like, as you can see here, they kind of look like roots growing, or just veins in general. There are a bunch of filaments. At least this version of the angels. Do I have the binoculars? No. Really? Okay, that's sad. I wish I could take a closer look. Also, they are massive. Well, these ones there are also solid. I kinda don't know what you're talking about. Like, the ones in the sky, they look smaller because they are far. Oh, so now you decided to have a free hit combo. You're just gonna edge walk and eat my magic with your face. That doesn't look very smart of you. And it's raining shit. Holy fuck. Yeah, I'm... What can I do about this one? It's outside of my camera, so I can't see. It knocked me down to outside of the map, so what the fuck am I supposed to do here? It's just a fuck you button that the boss can press at any moment. Alright, let's try again. Hopefully the definition of insanity is gonna help me. Okay, I don't want to trade with this guy. Game, can I please heal without having to take a hit every time I do that? Alright. Second phase. I'm gonna use this opportunity to heal. I feel like a giant ball is gonna come towards me. I don't know, something tells me that this is gonna happen. Also, what the fuck is that move? Yeah, that's either the laser or... Ah, yeah, because that makes a lot of sense. I forgot. You know, projectiles can just go through walls. Okay, they are doing another bullshit there. That's the giant ball. Such a weird enemy. Alright, at least the next boss is gonna be easier. Lorian is weak to magic. Just don't know what I'm gonna do about Lothric. Since I don't think they are weak to magic like Lorian. Maybe I should have a blood infusion on my dagger.
Welcome. Very then take. Farewell, Ashen Maiden.
Ash.
Welcome. Very then take. Farewell, Ashen Maiden.
Have.
What should I buy? I can't really use a lot of stuff here because of the limitations of the challenge. So I don't know.
Ashen.
Maybe I should finish
Back.
your quest line.
Oh, this is. Come again.
Yes, I will definitely come again. I still need to deliver the crystal scroll and then buy all of the sorceries. But first, let's acquire the crystal scroll.
Now, surrender yourself to my coming.
I like the cut voice lines of Moog. Such a shame that they had to cut. People would probably joke a lot with him talking about coming. And also, Moog used to start counting from 6 instead of 3. And 6 in Latin is sex. And that would have been too funny for From Software standards. Okay, they're not terribly resistant to magic. I'm probably not gonna struggle with killing those guys. Neither am I gonna struggle with these little guys here. Yeah, the original lines for Moog, he started with 6 and then he would go down to 0. So, 6, cinque, 4, 3, 2, 1, and nihil. And there's also the line that I used for that meme. I don't remember exactly the line now. It was something like, "Now surrender yourself to my blood, to the coming of my dynasty." I don't know when in the game that would have been used. Probably when you're entering the boss room, instead of being like Moog talking about Mikola. I don't know, the original lines, they kind of make Moog a little bit more respectable than, you know, the guy that kidnapped someone that looks like a child, and he's obsessed with that person, you know. I can feel the magic balls in my back. They have such good tracking. Yes, go teleport. I'm gonna hit those guys from a distance because I'm scared. I don't want to come close. Okay, so everyone is just faster than me. That doesn't seem fair. Everything is faster than me! Oh, lucky Titanite chunk drop. I'm gonna lose my com head and I'm gonna start getting curse build up. Yes, I just lost it. I usually lose it around this part of the map. It's so unfair how that spell is so good in the hands of Crystal Sage, but when you use that, it's terrible. Yeah, Tom Bass. Yeah, in case you didn't know, you can parry the Crystal Sage. You just need to bait the sword attack. And Crystal Sage only uses the sword attack when you're up close like this. You would be surprised at how many things you can parry in this game. Remember the giant crabs in Pharaoh Keep? You can parry only the attacks they do with only one claw. So all the attacks they do using both claws, you can't really do anything about that. But the quick jab they do with the left claw, you can parry that. And then you can repulse the crab. You can repulse the crap out of that crab. You're quite tanky. Alright. I kinda don't have to kill those crystal lizards because I don't need the items, but they can sell for some pretty good souls. So, why not? It's basically free money at this point. Yeah, but then you keep in mind that, for example, those guys here that they have spears, you can't really parry them. Like, they are humanoid characters using actual weapons, and you can't parry that. Which is such a shame. I wish we could parry those enemies. It would make the combat way more fun. Remember the evangelists? The big enemy with the hat, book, and the big mace that you find in the earlier stages of the game. Obviously you can parry the regular... Alright, I'm not gonna complain. Anyways, obviously you can parry the regular attacks they perform with the maces, but you can also parry the book attack. If you spend too much time close to them, they can hit you with the book they are holding. And yeah, that's pretty funny. Nothing really useful about strategy, it's just funny. I think there is a mod for parrying everything. Okay, out of juice. Fun fact, that guy was technically standing outside of the map, so he's not touching the pathfinding in the ground. That makes him not know where he is, and that basically turns off the AI on the enemy. So that's why he was just standing there doing nothing. There's a fire witch close to the entrance of Irithyll dungeon, where you can keep attacking her to push her against the wall, and she will stand up the first like step on the wall, and that's gonna make her not be touching the ground. And yeah, you can do that to deactivate the AI on the Fire Witch, and she's just gonna be there, standing, looking at you, doing nothing. Also, jumping attacks, they make the crystal lizards go belly up, which resets the timing on them disappearing. So if you're struggling to do enough damage to kill them fast, you can just keep doing jumping attacks like that to keep resetting the timer on them disappearing. There's an even more stronger way of breaking AIs in this game. It's usually done by speedrunners against bosses, where you basically just turn off the AI so much that even bosses that have a cutscene to change to second phase, they still keep the broken AI, and you can just hit them as much as you want. The Abyss Watchers is a good example of that. Aldrich, that's one of the oldest ones you can do. I can remember way back in the day watching speedruns of this game, and people would enter Aldrich's arena from the side, I think, clipping through the wall, and that would turn off his AI, and you could just keep wailing at him without having him fighting back. Oh my god, I could have died. Can you not spam? Right in time! It would have been horrible to fight both at the same time. Okay, I lost a lot of resources fighting those guys. And also, unfortunately I never played Bloodborne. I don't have access to a Sony machine to play games like that. I really wish I could play Demon's Souls. Demon's Souls looks like a pretty fun game and interesting. But yeah, being an exclusive, it's quite sad. Be wary of Trio. Yeah. Not fair. Still waiting for the Bloodborne PC port. That's never gonna happen. A Demon's Souls PC port would also be pretty cool. Together with a mod that makes the game run on crappy PCs. She's probably gonna input read everything that I do. Okay, you're just... being annoying. Yeah, I know. People are waiting for that part for so long, and I know it's never gonna happen. How can I never hit those guys? But they can't keep hitting me! That's not fair, dude. And you can't fight one-on-one, because as soon as you alert one of them, the other two will come to check, and you're gonna have to fight three at the same time. How many healing flasks do you have? Okay, he's out of healing. And almost one down. Okay, one down. How am I gonna do damage now? That's already 10 years ago. Like 1 year after the release of Bloodborne would be 2016. Like, I know this is not fair, but they are not fighting fair anyways. I don't have to respect that. That's stupid. The AI is also really broken. Like, what are they doing? I wish you had to press a prompt to use the elevator instead of just walking over the middle. So, can I not parry this guy? Holy shit. Yeah, he's doing AI things. Yeah, like not working properly. That's the best thing AI can do. Just be worse than a human. Thank you. What a terrible encounter.
Welcome, very then take. Farewell, Ashen Woman.
Alright, how much for my next level? 42,000. I need 10,000. And I think I have just that.
Ashen 1.
Welcome, very then taken. Farewell, Ashen One, mayst thou thy
Alright, 55 intelligence, that gives me 214 spell buff.
What?
Okay, my dagger is at almost max level. Just need another slab. And I'm gonna get one soon. 302 damage. Like, I have 55 intelligence, and that's only giving me 55 magic scaling. Like, just 1 point of magic per level. Why is this scaling so bad? Why can we not have nice things? Yes, I need to give the scroll to Orbeck, and also I need to buy a lot of sorceries.
Back. What? Oh, this. I. Again, come.
Come again. So many magic boosting items that I can't use because of the rules of the challenge. I could be dealing way more damage. What should I do now? I think I should go farm for souls, so I can buy all of the magic. I'm not gonna be able to use, but to finish his quest I need to buy all of the sorceries. So let the farming begin. At least I'm dealing more damage now. I can kill them way faster. I hope you don't mind the farming. Usually this is when people start leaving the stream because it's very repetitive and boring. But I promise it's not gonna take too long. I just need to gather around 100,000 souls. That should be enough to buy all of the spells. Oh, I got a very rare item on a run that I don't really need that item. That's so funny. People would kill to get that item. I was reading the chat, I forgot that I was in danger. I'm gonna blame this one on you. I'm sorry. Oh god. Oh damn. How much HP do I have? 7? I can also sell the armor parts, and basically every other thing that they drop to increase my runes, souls, sorry, because basically everything they drop costs a lot of souls to sell, like Titanite, the armor pieces, they are 500 each. How the fuck you missed me? This guy's being such a bitch. Just die already. This was supposed to be fast. Okay, I don't like when this guy doesn't do the charge. The charge is very useful for my purposes. See, the charge is way easier to deal with. Gives me a really nice opening. It's nice that I'm getting one armor piece per drop. That's 500 extra souls per kill, which makes this go a little faster. Dude, the charging, dude! That's so annoying. I missed the backstab. Okay, maybe the extra damage using these and this would guarantee me a one shot. And that's a one shot? Yes, that is. So that's just a tiny bit faster. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Please charge. Yes, thank you. I don't know if I have access to a faster soul farm. Maybe that's the best I can do for now. I know the guys in the Duke's Archives, Grand Archives, I'm sorry. I know the guys there, they drop more souls each, but they are harder to kill. So the Silver Knights here, they drop a lot of souls for how easy it is to kill them. And the bonfire is pretty close, there's 2 of them together. So even though there's options that gives me more souls, they are riskier and they are not as fast as this one. It depends on the enemy. Like, Dark Souls kinda has a lore for explaining almost every kind of respawning. In the case of Silver Knights, at least in Dark Souls 1, the Silver Knights you fight, they are not real, they are an illusion that was cast by Gwendolyn. In this game, I'm not so sure, but I think they are still an illusion. Maybe being maintained by Yorshka. So in the case of these Silver Knights, they're just an illusion, so you know they just respawn. Hollows, they physically respawn, like in lore. They especially in Dark Souls 3 is explained that you usually take a few hours to reanimate after you die as an undead. And the thing about them remembering you, killing you, I don't think that applies to Hollows because their minds are already gone, so maybe they just don't remember anything. A bunch of the human characters you can kill, they don't respawn, so, you know, they are kind of outside of that question. Bosses also don't respawn. So basically the enemies that can respawn, I guess they are just too dumb or mad to remember you. They're just there and they attack anything that moves. Yeah, basically that. Maybe they do remember dying, but maybe their memories are just some feelings, like they remember how it felt to die, but they don't actually remember what caused that or who did that to them. They just die and then they wake up hours later, sometimes even days, and they just go back to the place that they always were, because probably now that's the only thing they still remember, the last sense of purpose they have. And that's the life of a Hollow. It's basically that for the rest of eternity, until you die so much that you can't even reanimate anymore. You know the slimes you find in this map and earlier in the Cathedral of the Deep? They are humans. They are Hollows that died so much that their bodies just became that. They can't even retain a human form. Their bones are too broken, their flesh is too destroyed to resemble a human. So, those guys right here, yeah, this is a person. This is what's left of a human. You can even see some bones floating there in this mass of flesh. That's what's left of a human. And I have no idea how conscient, how much of a consciousness they still have in that state. It's funny, there's still people trying to farm here. Considering that they are using those items, maybe they are trying to farm the Proof of Concord Capped instead of just souls. And that's actually way more sad than becoming a slime like that. From what I've heard, the experience of farming that item is the worst thing ever. Just consider this, I'm doing this for so long and I only got one item, one drop of that item. Let's go back to Firelink. Maybe I already have enough to buy everything that I need.
Ashen Monk.
Back in Ashen.
So I just have to buy everything.
Again, let us pass. Again, let it pass. How do you like this? With the exhibit.
Oh, and I still have some souls to spare.
In Vin, I saw it when I got it. All you are all everything. Well, I would better left. You are all everything. Well, I would have better left. Promised it's been. Oh. You are all everything. Well, I would better left. Promised it's been.
Okay, is the quest line done? Am I missing something? Yeah, he's not here anymore. So let's have these, and maybe these? Yeah, that might be good enough.
That is what neat. Pretty be like that. That is what. Pretty like that.
Now I can summon him for the Twin Princess fight. And that's pretty useful considering that Lorian is weak to magic and Orbeck deals basically pure magic damage.
Ashen 1.
So he's gonna be pretty useful. I could also do
Very then take
Ciri's quest because she also deals magic damage. So she could also help me.
Farewell, Ashley.
I think I'm gonna go do that. After you kill Aldrich, you can go back to the entrance of the Cursed Rotten Great Wood. And there you're gonna find a summon sign and you can go help Ciri to kill her grandfather. And after you do that, you can just talk to her. And then she's gonna swear to be your personal knight. And then she's gonna be helping you through a few fights, like the Dragon Slayer armor, which I already killed because I don't really need help for that one, and the Twin Princess. I'm still not one-shotting the early game enemies. Just so you know how ridiculous this is. I wish this weapon had better scaling. Look at this, I have 56 intelligence. This weapon scales with intelligence. And that's only giving me 55 damage. 55 extra magic damage on top of the base damage. I know it's a C scaling, but I feel like a C scaling should be a little better than that.
I finally found you. Just as I promised, Grandad. Remember?
Why is she casting magic barrier if this guy doesn't deal magic damage? She always starts every fight casting magic barrier,
Grandad.
but I don't think she fights anyone that deals magic damage. Her armor is so fucking cool. Except for the headpiece. The headpiece is a bit weird. I wish it was like a closed helmet. Alright, now I have a knight that's swore to help me. And that means only one boss, and then I think she's gonna die after that boss. For, like, by natural causes.
Ashen.
Okay, now I have 2 summons for the Twin Princess fight. What about some extra damage on the critical attacks? Maybe that's gonna be helpful, since I usually kill those guys with backstabs. Good start. Pretty good start. Okay, that's pretty easy. Hopefully the next fight is gonna be as easy. Maybe I should try to parry. All of that just to miss me. Really? I was expecting more. Oh, that's definitely not parryable. Overhead attacks are usually not parryable. Do I have enough FP to kill all of the Lothric Knights through the wall? Maybe I should have. It would be funny to do that. Oh my god! I wasn't supposed to do that. Anyway, since I'm not in risk of taking damage, I can go full on maximum damage possible. Even through shields, I should still deal good damage against them. Okay, there goes one. That one is close to dying. That's everyone. I think that was everyone. Yes. Okay, Orbak is here, and hopefully Sirius is in front of the boss room. And yes, she's here.
Well, very then hey.
57. What a great number.
Just wasn't neat. Pretty like that.
I forgot to take the shortcut. I'm gonna have to do it again. Let's go, I just need to run. Alright, I think I have everything I need for the fight. Hopefully it's not gonna be too bad. Oh yeah, I should bring the elevator down in case I die. Which might not even happen, since I'm stacking so much magic damage against Florian. Should I get Series too? Why not? Almost 600 damage. Not bad. The Phantoms are probably gonna die super fast and not really help. Yes. Stay in the mist. The mist is so good. Okay, now is the time where everyone's gonna start dying. Oh!
Dear brother.
I missed all of my opportunities to do damage. Orbeck is dead. Okay, that's bad.
I'm on my way.
Oh, this is quite bad. I think I'm dealing more damage with my sorceries. Oh my god, Ceres is pretty close to dying. She's dead.
Dear brother.
That's so confusing. Ah man, really?
This spot marks our grave.
I only got
But you
halfway
may rest
there.
here too, if you like.
Mostly because Lorfric is pretty resistant to magic, and I'm basically dealing no damage against him. Now I ask myself, is that guy breathable? I mean, bleedable. I'm sorry. Let's see, Lorfric's stats. Immune to poison and toxic, resistant to dark, weak to lightning, frost, magic, and all physical damage. When it comes to Lorfric, I mean. So Lorfric has 47% magic, that's why I'm not dealing a lot of damage. And around minus 20% on all of the physical stats. I meant bleeding, not breathing. I think I have a better idea. Do I have a raw gem? No. I don't have a raw gem. That's sad. I think I just sold the one I had, but I know where I can find one. So I just need more physical damage for second phase. Because first phase I can deal easily with Florian just casting magic because of how weak he is. And I could just do these so I can have both magic and dagger at the same time. I'm sorry, I kinda didn't got exactly what you want to ask then. I think I'm just using 100% of my brain power on playing the game, and I'm not exactly very smart on understanding stuff in general. I'm not a huge fan of Lorfric, to be honest. He seems like such an asshole. And like, I know when people say stuff like that, they are only caring about like appearances. You know, it's just like a smash of pass, but I have a hard time separating the looks of someone from how they are as a person. So yeah, if you're a shitty person, doesn't matter how good you look, I'm still gonna think you're terrible.
Ashen 1.
That is what?
So with raw gem I would have 200 physical damage. Sharp I would have less than 200. Okay, let's go raw. I can go back to crystal later anyways, so that's fine for now.
Pretty like that.
And I can even use lightning grease against him. You're probably thinking about Gwendolyn, and it's from Dark Souls 1. And that's a good one. I like him. He's pretty cool. Yeah, and if you think about it, Gwendolyn was the leader of kinda of a police force. So it's like, imagine your partner being like not just the chief of police, like he's the son of the king, basically, king god actually, and he owns the police. So like, if someone is mean to you in the streets, you can just tell that to your boyfriend and he's gonna make all of the police force go after that guy. That would be pretty cool. Totally not against abusing power. I forgot I don't have the thing to buy more.
Ashen 1.
I'm gonna go grab it. I could keep using lightning grease, lightning resin on my weapons from now on. Ah, yeah, definitely. And he knows magic, which is also pretty cool. You know, imagine you're both chilling on the couch and you want like a can of soda from the fridge, but you don't really want to go up to get it, and you don't really want to bother your boyfriend with asking him to go grab it, so he can just use magic to grab one from the fridge. That's a very responsible use of your magical powers. I think Gwendolyn can also use a lot of illusions and I think shape-shifting powers, so he could multiply himself. Then that's pretty cool. What's better than having a good boyfriend? Having two of them, or 3, or 4. Let me grab these to sell later. I'm stuck here. Okay, if someone touches me, I'm probably gonna die in one hit. Oh no, that's not where the ashes are, I forgot. Yeah, what do you want for dinner? He could just summon whatever you want. And if you think about it, because of royalty, you don't even need magical powers. You already have money and servants. You can just ask whatever the fuck you want.
Alles gut.
I think having a shitload of money is the closest thing you can have to magical powers in real life. Because with a lot of money, there's not a lot of limits to what you can do. As you can see by how billionaires are, you know, they act like they own the planet. And, you know, they kinda do. They can do whatever the fuck they want just because they have a lot of money. And now I have limited gold pine resins. And basically every boss from now on is gonna be weak to lightning. So yeah, that's cool. I don't think I'm gonna summon Ceres this time. I don't think she was being very useful. Maybe just Arbek. But also Ceres can kill us, so maybe she is useful. Yeah, I bet it's the same for all of us. You know, something that I said last stream is that if I were, like, extremely rich like that, I would want to have 2 houses. I know, that's not a lot compared to, you know, rich people. But I would have 2 houses. One in the south hemisphere and another one in the northern hemisphere. So I can always live in autumn and winter. So every time winter ends, I would just hop into a plane and go to the other side of the world and have winter and autumn again. Because, you know, I really don't like hot weather, I don't like the summer. I would love to be constantly living in the cold and dark all the time. Yes, Ceres? Pop the heal? That's great. She's actually been useful. Exactly, but birds usually migrate towards warmer climates. I would be the opposite of a bird. Why did I not took any damage? I was just standing there, doing nothing. They took the flames right in my face. There we go, Ceres.
Dear brother.
Ah, yes, I'm dealing way more damage now. But that's also riskier, so I need to be careful. Oh, you're just gonna spam? Really?
I'm on my...
I think Orbeck is out of healing. And I think Orbeck is gonna kill himself with the mist. Yeah, he's dead. Oh, was expecting for a kill right there.
Dear brother.
That's unfortunate. Really, I can't dodge fast enough. Last healing.
This spot marks our grave, but you may rest here.
That was
too.
better than last
If you
try.
like.
At least I went above half HP on Lothric. Yeah, the guy resists almost 50% of my damage. Should I change these for Pontiff's right eye? Don't know if that's a good difference in damage. Maybe it's not. Maybe I should have more damage on my staff anyways. So, no Series this time. I don't think she can actually help me. The amount of extra health the bosses have because of summoning her, it's not worth the amount of help that she actually gives me. Also, that was kinda dumb on my part, because I forgot to wait for Orbeck. Please keep edge walking. That's so useful for me. Okay, that was a very fast first phase. Yeah, I just lost the little bit of healing that I just had. Please, Orbeck, don't die. Okay, how much damage can I deal now? That's a way better burst of damage. Where are you? That's unlucky.
This spot.
Holy shit, dude!
You may rest here too, if you like.
Couldn't you die like half a second earlier? Yeah, not summoning Ceres is definitely the play here. She's totally not helping. It went so much better without her. Something about NPC summons is that if you're too far away from the boss, they're gonna start ignoring the boss, turn their backs to the boss so they can get closer to you. And that's bad, because then the boss will attack them from the back, and they are not gonna be attacking the boss, so they're not gonna be very useful. And unfortunately that happens a lot when you're doing a ranged build, because you kinda need to avoid being close to the boss when you're doing that. So they are spending a lot of their time just ignoring the boss and trying to walk towards you. This one is a little weaker, but I can shoot it faster. So it should be better. All right. Second phase. Okay, so Orbeck just died really fast for no reason. Yes, keep edge walking. Why is your AI like this now? Why are you doing this so much?
I'm on my way.
You're just there, staring at me, doing nothing, just walking. Alright. Easy. Just needed to change my strategy. I don't know if I actually changed it a lot. I just got a physical infusion on my dagger and lightning greases. Now I need to know about Soul of Cinder. Uh, 19% magic resistance and only 5% lightning. But I think I deal more magic damage anyway, so that's not a huge difference. I think I'm gonna go back to having my my crystal infusion. Also, I don't even think I'm gonna need my dagger. I can just shoot this guy.
Just what? Let me butt you. Project like that.
Ah? Ashen.
Well, very then Hagen. Farewell, Ashley.
Ah? Ashen.
It's so sad having to sell all of those cool magic spells.
Very well, then Hagen.
But keep in mind that I just can't use any of them.
Farewell, me.
So, you know, can't do much about that. Should I go with this? Doesn't make a huge difference, so I guess no.
Aha, Valgrit. So, I choose.
Ah, yeah, I'm going to the final boss now. So I'm finally gonna be finishing this playthrough. And then I'm gonna have only 3 other builds left to finish the challenge. After the Sorcerer, the next one would be the Pyromancer, and then Cleric, and then Deprived. Deprived is probably gonna be the easiest one. It's just a simple strength build with a pure physical weapon. Without armor, but still, I'm sure it's gonna be easy. Physical damage is easy mode. First I'm gonna start using Great Heavy Soul Arrow, and if it's not good enough, then I'm gonna swap to the faster one. Deals less damage, but you know, at least it's faster, so I'll have more chances of hitting. When it comes to ranged attacks, Soul of Cinder can't really do much. Yeah, I think I'm the better sorcerer here. I think I deal more damage than you, dude. And you're supposed to be a boss. Since he's a sorcerer, he also doesn't want to keep chasing you so he can have the advantage of range. He's gonna jump, most probably. And he's gonna do the super combo that can just keep doing this. Just free damage. You're gonna do the combo again. Oh, damn it. I thought I could outrun that one. Usually do the combo again when he's at around half HP or 75% HP. So I was counting on that. But that was definitely not a bad fight. I'm dealing a lot of damage, even though he resists 20% of my only source of damage. Impressive how I can still dodge even after committing to such a slow spell like Heavy Soul Arrow. You're supposed to change now? Yes? So you don't want to change your build. Alright. Alright, cutie. Rest well and have nice dreams. Thanks a lot for being here all day. Oh, I hate the curved sword. This guy is so annoying. I'm gonna take the full combo. No? Soul of Cinder, why the fuck are you not doing the combo? What's wrong with you, dude? Are you gonna do it now? No? Almost dead and you're not doing the combo. Okay, I think you're finally doing. No, you're not. What was wrong with you, dude? Yeah, I forgot he can do that. You didn't saw it because I was opening the menu, but when he does the explosion, he can repel magic. And it's kind of funny. Anyways, I beat the game, sorcerer only, just using starting class gear. It wasn't impossible. I didn't even need a Storm Ruler for Yorm. But now, I fear a lot what's gonna happen on the next build, because it's supposed to be the Pyromancer and I only have access to fire damage. And Soul of Cinder is pretty resistant to fire, because, you know, the guy is made out of fire. And Yorm is immune to fire. So, I can't take fighting a boss dealing low damage. I did that against Aldrich anyways. But I don't think I can deal with a boss that is just immune to the only type of damage that I can do. So, I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe having a Dark Infusion on my axe, because I think that's allowed. I can still change the infusions of my weapons. And I'm gonna have the stats to actually have dark damage coming out of the Dark Infusion. So that's it. Since the only viewer who went to sleep, I'm gonna stop here too.
The first flame quickly fades. Darkness will shortly settle. But one day, tiny flames will dance across the darkness. Like embers linked by Lord's Pass.